Hey everyone, welcome to Massachusetts Sports Central. This is our NFL game picks for Week 13. No teams on bye this week, so we have a full slate of 16 games again. In Week 12, had a great week with a 13-3 record, which brings the overall record to 112-64 on the season. Okay, let's get right into the Week 13 games. Starting with Thursday, we have the Redskins visiting the Cowboys. This is kind of a do or die for both teams, with them tied in the division at 5-6. Losing this game puts them 2 games under 500 and squarely in third in the division. The winner is still on the fringe, but at least they are still on the fringe. I have lost confidence in the Cowboys team without Zeke on offense or Sean Lee on defense. Skins keep their season alive for now with a 27-21 win. All right, on to the 1 p.m. Sunday games. Starting off, we have a good one with the Vikings visiting the Falcons. Minnesota is showing that they are one of the better teams in the league, especially on defense. On the other hand, the Falcons have gotten hot and are playing really well recently, especially with the offense seeming to have righted themselves. I think that the Vikings D will do enough to contain the Falcons offense to win it and win it with their underrated offense. Minnesota wins 24-20. Our next game is Texans at Titans. Man, as I watch the Titans and Jags play, you have to feel for the Texans losing Watson and all those guys on defense, since they could have been a player in this division if moderately healthy. But they aren't, so you have to think that the Titans should have a significant edge. I've soured on the Titans some, but still think that they will win, but instead of convincing win, will be more muddled affair, but the Titans take it 18-13. Next up are the Chiefs at the Jets. No idea what the hell is wrong with KC the last few weeks. This isn't a bad team. Maybe they aren't nearly as good as they looked to start the year, but they aren't the steaming pile of dog poop that they've been recently either. The Jets, on the other hand, have won some surprising games and usually hang with even good teams, but before losing in the end. I think it will be similar with the Jets hanging in, but Kesey putting the brakes on the skid for now at least. Chiefs win it 17-14. Next game is Broncos at Dolphins. This is a game you look at and want to guess like a 6-6 tie or something. Both teams have hard offenses and have flashes on D, but have been struggling there as well. This is more surprising with the Broncos, but they haven't been stopping anyone recently. Honestly, it probably will come down to who turns it over less, since I can see either one having 4 turnovers. With very little confidence, I am taking the Fins to take it 16-12. All right, we have Colts and Jaguars up next. This should be an easy win for the Jags, but the Colts should have been an easy win for the Titans last week, and the Jags had a cupcake in the cards, so Cardinals, so who knows? The Jags have a great defense. There's no real question of that anymore. However, the offense isn't great, and if Bortles is asked to step up, he is not at all a safe bet to not blow the game. While I still am not really sold on the Jags, I will take that defense and have them winning this one 2013. Next, we have one of those games that looked a lot better before the season started, with the Bucs traveling to the Packers. Tampa has been one of the bigger disappointments this year, while the Packers have struggled big time since Rodgers went out. The Pack has had flashes recently, though, and can't like how the Bucs are going to feel in Lambeau weather. I think Green Bay keeps its season on life support with a 23-17 win. All right, next up we have Lions going to the Ravens. Both teams need this to keep in the hunt. The Lions are a better team overall, though I don't dislike the Ravens' defense at all. While I can see the Ravens surprising me, I think Detroit is going to win 2013. All right, next is my pick for the biggest mismatch, with New England visiting Buffalo. Actually, the Bills played pretty well last week, taking their game against the Chiefs. However, the Pats usually have the Bills' number, and even though they won, they didn't dazzle. On the other hand, the Patriots have been mostly clicking the last few weeks. I can see this game getting out of hand fast and think the Pats are going to win big, 38-20. Last early game is a battle of two lousy teams, with the 49ers facing off with the Bears in Chicago. So home game for the Bears. Jimmy G will make his first start in this game, so you have to give the 49ers a big advantage of QB now. Overall, the Bears are probably the better team, but not by that much. So with the upgraded QB, I'm going to be taking the Niners here, 23-16. Moving to the late games, we start with the Browns at Chargers. A month or so ago, this looked about as interesting as the last game that we just talked about. However, the Chargers have been playing really well recently, and now all of the sudden they're right there with a shot at the division or the second wild card. The Browns still suck, and Kaiser will struggle against the Chargers' tough pass rush. LA cruises to a fairly easy 23-9 win. Coming up next is Giants at Raiders. We need to see what's going on with the Oakland wideouts, since Crabtree is going to be suspended and Cooper, I believe, is in concussion protocol. If those guys miss the game, the Raiders offense all of a sudden looks about as lousy as the Giants, while probably having a worse defense. However, with the benching of Eli, the Giants will have an even worse offense than they've had up to this point. Even if they were going with Webb, you might be able to romanticize the possibilities, but they're starting Geno Smith, who everyone knows is not good. The Giants are horrible and should lose to the Raiders here, 24-10. Next up is a huge game in the NFC South with the Panthers and Saints. They're going to be playing for first place. Whoever wins will be in first and have the inside track to the division title. Since the Saints beat the Panthers already, if they win, they pretty much have locked it up over the Panthers at least, since they will be a game up and own the tiebreaker. I have not hid that I am not sold on the Panthers this year, so can't see them going into New Orleans and beating the Saints. I'm taking New Orleans to bounce back and take it 24-16. Final afternoon game is Rams at Cardinals. The Cards are riding high after upsetting the Jags last week, but don't see them doing it 2 weeks in a row. Instead, I think the Rams build on the big win over the Saints last week and take this one 28-20. All right, moving to primetime, we have a pretty good one with Philly at Seattle. The Seahawks have been struggling with all those big injuries on defense. It still will be a good challenge for Wentz and the Eagles' offense. I'm not sure how much the lackluster Seattle offense can score on a pretty good Philly defense, and the Seattle home field advantage hasn't been as big this season as in the past. While I hope it's a good game, I can't pick against the Eagles, so taking them to win 24-20. And last game on Monday night, we have Steelers at Bengals. I assume this will be similar to when Pittsburgh almost lost to the Colts a few weeks back, then came back and played like they should and, rolled the next week. The Bengals have been playing okay recently, but, they're not in the Steelers' league if they don't sleepwalk through the game. So I'm going to be taking the Steelers in this one, 30-20. All right, we will review the picks after all the games next week as usual. Thanks for watching, and please like, comment, and share the videos, and subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on other social media. Facebook and Twitter are both at MA Sports Central. Thanks, and we will see you soon.